Hey guys, Ashley here, also with the Italy Fans, back there with another review, and today the end has come. And today we talk about Cobra Kai seasons 5 and 6. I honestly really didn't want this show to end for me because I was binging it because I had PTO days off. But honestly, when I got to season 5, I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I do not want this to end. But I didn't really need to rewatch season 6 because, like I said before in my last reviews, I literally watched the last season with my sister without really knowing what the hell was going on. And I had to watch the Karate Kid movies first to understand who some of these characters are, outside of just like Daniel and Miss Minagi. I didn't know anybody else. I would say Daniel, Miss Minagi, and Johnny. I didn't really know who the other characters really were that were coming into the show, like Mike Barnes and Terry Silver. I didn't really know some of them. So I had to watch the movies first, and then I started watching the show. But I did watch season 6 without even watching other seasons. So I'm giving my season 6 review based off what I remember, and I watched some episodes last night to make sure I have some memory, and it all sits very well with me of what I remember. So season 5. Season 5 for Cobra Kai is easily the best season in the entire show. Season 5 to me is when they decide to focus less on the teenager shit and focus more on the adult shit. And I feel like that was something different. It made things more interesting. I honestly feel like if they would have been doing this from the beginning, maybe some of these storylines would have not been so slow and so boring in the very beginning of the show. Outside of season 1, like I said, I'm not hard on season 1 because I understand they have the kids here and they need to focus on making these kids stronger and everything like that. I'm not saying all the kids don't have, that's an understatement, because yes, some of them don't do anything. I think the biggest problem I have is why do they keep introducing new characters when they haven't done anything with some of the characters they already have here? Like Miguel, for instance, like, well, we don't get into that. We don't get into the characters, but I would say season 5 for me is probably the best season. Like, I had so much enjoyment watching this season from start to finish. There probably was like only one filler episode, and I think that was Bad Eggs. But outside of that, season 5 was such a great season. I didn't care for the stuff with John Kreese in prison. I honestly didn't care for that. I feel like the show's obsession with John Kreese was ridiculous. It's like, let it go. Let him the fuck go. Why are we so obsessed with John Kreese? Like, the obsession with him was ridiculous. But I think a lot of it had to do because of him and Johnny's relationship, and the writers wanted to make that stronger and everything. And like, you can tell that when I get to season 6, that you can really tell that Johnny held a lot of sadness and disappointment in when it came to John Kreese, and he just didn't know how to express it without wanting to fucking kill him. I would say season 5 had some good action. Terry Silver is easily the best villain in the entire show. I think Thomas really played his part very fucking well as Terry Silver, and I really did enjoy him. I love the back and forth between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai. Just all that was just so good. Like, I honestly really did like that. Terry was very manipulative, and like, he knew how to suggest things, and like, really, like, he honestly made Tori believe that just because he paid off the referee, that she still didn't win for Cobra Kai. That basically trying to say you have no reason to doubt yourself because you are the better fighter and we are the better team. So it was just like, wow. So yeah, but I think the best way to talk about this is sorry, I was looking at. I have Cobra Kai on my TV right now, but I had to say though. So let's get into this. I want to discuss, like how I always do my reviews. Is I want to talk about the characters first and what I thought of the characters in this season, and then give my overall opinion. So the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, Terry Silver. Like I just said, easily the best shine out character in this entire season. He did his thing. He was a great villain. I know a lot of people say that him as a villain is very cartoonish when him wanted to rule the world with karate. I mean, I totally get it. I don't think it was about, but John Kreese, I think it was about him wanting to rule the world with karate. With Terry, I think it was like him like outsmarting people and everything. I think a lot of it had to do with Daniel, him and Daniel's dynamic, really. And I just enjoyed that. I really did enjoy that. I think Terry Silver was really a good villain and just a really overall great character. And yeah, so I can't say anything bad about Terry. The next thing I want to talk about is Johnny in season 5. I'm trying to remember, what did Johnny do in season 5? Just watched it. I feel like, well, like I said, even though this is more the adult season, I feel like Johnny, his overall storyline in season 5 was the stuff with his family. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. I really do like that for him. You know, him getting the family, him getting him getting the wife, him getting the kids, and everything. Everything is tight with him and Robbie now. Like, everything's going good for Johnny, and I can easily focus with that. Even though I don't care about the relationship with Miguel's mom, I can fuck with that because it's nice to know that even though he did, you know, after everything, he did start up at the bottom. Now he's finally going to the top, and he did it. He worked it. He worked for it, and I'm happy for Johnny. Even though I don't care about the relationship, I'm happy that he's getting his happy ending because he deserves it. The next thing I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about the adults first because it's just easy to start there and talk about the teenagers. Next character, Daniel. I honestly think that Daniel was really good in seasons 4 and 5. I definitely think it was time for his character to get something. Not saying that he didn't do anything, but like I said before, the problems I was having when I got my season 2 rant is that it just kind of felt like it was the Johnny show. And I kind of love the fact that they decided to just like step out of that just a little bit and focus more on other people and give them something. And I did like that by like seasons 3, 4, 5, and 6 that they gave Daniel something to do. But this I feel like they didn't dive deep into the PTSD, or if I can even call it that, or like the reason he don't like Terry Silver. I feel like we know, the audience knows why he hates him, but I feel like the writers never like went deep dive with it, like him never telling anybody what really happened. Like the scene with him and Johnny in season 4 at the bar, when that whole situation turned into a whole fucking fight about who's gonna fight who, is stupid. They cut out a whole Daniel never once tells him about him trying to lure him into Cobra Kai. They never once talk about that, ever. I think if they would have had, I wish they would have had talked about that instead of just thinking like, oh, Daniel just hates him. No, he hates him for a very valid reason. So I wish that was discussed a little bit more. But outside of that, I really did enjoy Daniel in the season. You know, him trying to battle his inner anger towards Terry. And, you know Terry Silver beating him in the fight, in the first fight in the house. You know, them trying to figure out how to take him down. He got children on his side. It's just period. And you know, the fight with him and Terry Silver at the end of season 5 was really good. Daniel using all the methods that Terry taught him, very, very good. That is perfect storytelling. That is how you keep things going. That is called being consistent. And I really did enjoy that. I'm trying to think the next dog. John Kreese didn't care for him much, and that's pretty much what it kind of ends. Chosen, I really do love Chosen, but he really don't have no storylines of his own. He really is kind of like Daniel's sidekick. I know people are going to hate me saying that, but he really is just like Daniel's sidekick. He's funny and he can fight, but I don't hate seeing Chosen. I actually do like him a lot. So let's talk about teenagers. About teenagers. I feel like it was time. I think the writers have a really hard time focusing on what to do with the teenagers, and that was just always the biggest problem for me when it came to the show is that they never quite knew how to balance everybody, and that was because they were always constantly introducing new characters. And season 5, Robbie really don't have any more storylines heading down the road. Season 3, I would say seasons 1, 2, and 3 and 4 are Robbie's character development seasons. After that, they kind of just stopped giving him anything else to do. But I personally really do like Robbie. I would say outside of Hawk, he is honestly my second favorite teen character. But I feel like in season 5, Robbie really didn't do much outside of just being with Tori. That's it. That's it. That's it. But I do enjoy Robbie. I'm not hated by his appearance, but I just feel like if he was given more to do, that would be fine. But as long I do like the fact that him and Johnny do have a relationship now, because I was getting tired of "I hate you, Dad." I was getting tired of that. Miguel had two. If I had to tell you, Miguel again does nothing. His 2 episodes of him going to Mexico, that felt like such a waste of time. They didn't even balance that out. I don't know. Everything about it just kind of felt rushed. Like, it felt very rushed, and like I kind of didn't care a little bit. If I'm being honest, like I really didn't care. I honestly feel like the whole reason why he went down there was because of what Johnny told him while he was drunk, and I really feel like, seriously, Miguel, you really think he doesn't love you? Like, that just felt kind of stupid to me. Like, Johnny has been in his life. Johnny's been in his life more than he was in Robbie's. So if that'll tell you right now that man don't love you, then I don't know. To me, I feel like as much as words matter, actions should matter too. And I feel like Johnny, his actions always matched up with what he said. And it didn't make sense to me that Miguel would doubt that for a minute about Johnny not loving him or caring about him. That didn't make sense to me for him to go all the way out there. But, you know, the moment with him and Johnny hugging and everything, and he says, "You okay?" It's like, you have a dad, and it's him. So, Miguel, that whole storyline, I didn't care for it. I didn't care about him and Sam breaking up and getting back together for the 10,000th time. I didn't care about that. I'm so over that. Again, Miguel really doesn't have any character development. Like, I really feel like he's a very underwhelming protagonist, and he could have got so much better. So much better. How more interesting would it have been if he was the one who would have joined Cobra Kai and went to the dark side? Like, they just don't think about things to do with him. Like, I could understand that it made more sense for Robert to be that person to do it because he don't know where he belongs and he kind of don't know who he is. But I just feel like there's so many things you could do with Miguel, and they just kind of just don't know how to do it. Sam, she's annoying. Again, her long speeches, her long ass dialogue. Sam is really annoying. Outside of her being a good fighter, I really don't care about Sam. She really don't get no interesting storyline. She really kind of don't push the plot forward. I don't care about Sam. If she not fighting, I don't care. Tori, I like Tori, but I really feel like she's kind of lacking any real character development, any real character depth. I really feel like she ain't really got much. I feel like her, like I said, her home life is talked about more than it's shown, and I really wish we saw more of her home life and everything. But Tori, she's okay. Again, she's more better. I think she's a great fighter. I don't mind Tori. I just wish she just had more to her, in my opinion. I feel like she had more to do when she was a villain in seasons 2 and 3, and a little bit in 4. Well, not really in 4 because she kind of wasn't a villain anymore. But like 2 and 3, I feel like she's doing a lot more than she's doing in seasons 4 and 5, and she was good in season 6 when I get there. The last character I want to talk about, I don't care about Dimitri. The last character I want to talk about is Hawk. Did Jacob do something? The guy that played Hawk, did the actor do something? Because they treated Hawk like a glorified extra in seasons 4, 5, and 6, and it's insane. Because Hawk has some of the best character development in seasons 1, 2, and 3. And like, he don't do nothing. Well, in season 4 he had good development. I would say season 4 towards the end, he did have good development when they showed his mohawk and he was trying to refine his confidence. But I still feel like in the beginning of season 4, he really didn't do nothing. He felt like a glorified extra. And in season 5, he felt like a glorified extra. And in season 6, he didn't do shit. Like, what is going on with Hawk? Because he is my favorite teenage character. Because he has so much to him. And I don't know, did the actor do something? Like, again, That's because they were putting all these characters in here and they didn't know what to do some of them, which is a shame. How do you not do something with the character you have here? That makes sense to me. And I want to talk about Devin, the new character. I think Devin is annoying. I'm so tired of her bitching and moaning about her not feeling like she belongs. I understand that, but it's really, really annoying. It's really fucking annoying. It's really annoying. I'm just tired of her like always complaining about it in every fucking season. She complained about it in season 5. She complained about it in season 6. I'm just tired of it. I'm really, really tired of it. With Devin. So, me personally, season 5 was a really great season. I enjoyed it from top to bottom. Not much complaints. On to season 6. Now, season 6, this season has 3 parts in it. So, I'm going to talk about the 3 parts. I really feel like there's really no point in me talking about the characters because they were still good. I did like the fact that Johnny was the one who did win the championship towards the end of the season because he deserved it. The scene with him and John Kreese, I really felt like it was a great acting scene. It was great. Johnny just pretty much expressing how he felt all these years was just it was about time he let that rock off his chest, because you can really tell that Kreese really let him down. He had a terrible stepfather instead who was a bully. His mother died. He really didn't have anybody, and the one person who he thought he could trust and go to lean his head on failed him. And I feel bad for him. And you know, Kreese going to go make it right by killing Terry Silver on the boat was really great. I hated how they never kind of mentioned, like in the last episode, they don't talk about where's Terry or anything like that. No one even mentions it. But it was really good. I did like that with Johnny. Everything, the storyline with Daniel about Miss Minagi. Now, when I watched it with my sister, I still think the storyline was a waste of time. But knowing that Terry Silver was behind it, because if you watch the 3rd movie, when he was going through the drawers in the house, he found that paper there about Miss Minagi being arrested. So I'm like, oh, they were already planting seeds, and when it got to season 6, it made a lot more sense. But when they talked about it in the last episode about what really happened, the reason why he killed his man was because his wife's jewelry was stolen. His dead wife, who died in the child delivery, was his son. That's some heavy shit, and you steal that from the man? No, I agree with my sister. You think I'm gonna get mad about him busting some heads? No, those heads deserve to get busted the fuck open. I thought the writers trying to make Daniel believe Miss Minagi was something that he wasn't. I wasn't a fan of that, but knowing that they were already planting the seeds already, it's like, okay, I can jig with it. But I didn't mind that, because again, Daniel was given something to do. I didn't mind it. I enjoyed everything with his character too in season 6, just all of it. It was really good. Didn't mind. I wasn't like annoyed by anything with him. I still enjoy Chosen. Again, he kind of don't have no character development or anything like that. But I do enjoy Chosen on my screen. So yeah, that was really how I feel about the adult characters in this season. You know, they were cool. Terry Silver is still a great character. Him coming back towards the end of the 6, I kind of did not expect that. When he was gone, I kind of expected him to be gone. But when he came back, I was just like, whoa, Terry's back. And it got even more interesting knowing that he had beef with Daniel, Johnny, and Kreese. Oh my god, episode 10 was such a good episode with everybody getting in the paint. Season 6 definitely had way more action. I definitely enjoyed some of the fights. I honestly couldn't stand the bickering between Johnny and Daniel and towards the second half was a little bit ridiculous. It's like, are we really doing this again? Are we really doing this again? Really? Are we doing it? Johnny talking about Miss Miyagi twice, that was a low blow. He'll talk about you honoring some dead guy over the kids, and then he'll talk about he was a liar and a thief. Like, that was a low blow. Especially when Daniel don't talk about his mama. He don't talk about none of that. Like, don't go low. Don't do that. And, like, I can understand that Johnny is like, I could definitely understand his frustration on them not having points, because y'all gotten this far, and yet y'all not acting like y'all want this. Like, do y'all want to be here? Do y'all want to win the big one? Because y'all not acting like y'all do. And like they talk about it's your fault and all this other bullshit. It's like, girl, shut the fuck up. Like when I'm talking, you be quiet. Like, girl, shut up. No, this isn't about Miyagi-Do. This isn't about ego fan or using aggression. It's about y'all going out there and acting like y'all want this, and y'all really acting like y'all don't want this. It's like, so y'all need to put your motherfucking heads in the game and go out there and win, and y'all not doing that. And it was just a little frustrating. And I hated how they were getting mad at him because he was getting frustrated with them. And it's like, y'all need to chill the fuck out. Y'all not acting like y'all want this. Robbie did not have his head in the game. I understand that Tori is your girl. I get that. But it's like, we need to focus. This is the championship. The championship. We came all the way out here to win the championship. The title. And y'all ain't got their motherfucking heads in the game. It's like, I need to focus. And like, they weren't focusing. Everything about Miguel, I can understand Miguel being jealous because he wanted that spot too. But I feel like if Johnny's supposed to be your brother and everything like that, you would be happy for him and everything. It's like, you need to scoop that jealousy to the side and be here for him. Like, and you know, him apologizing for it, I was okay with, because he was being a little bit too jealous, and it's like, Miguel, you need to kind of get over it. And then, you know, Robbie actually did get his head back together in, like, episode 9. That was one of the best fights with him and, Cohen, and that's the kid name, Cohen. That was one of the best fights. Tori, got her ass back, got her head back in the game, where her and that girl Zaya fought. That was easily one of the best fights of Cobra Kai. She knocked the bitch teeth out her mouth. She knocked a tooth out her mouth. I'm like, damn, Tori came to motherfucking play. The scene with Johnny and the dude, Wolf, Wolf, that was a good fight too. You know, like Johnny just kind of like not bringing his A game into it, and you know, Daniel and Chosen trying to get him to find that aggression that he always had. I honestly did like that, you know, and Johnny, he kind of had to find it for himself and everything. I did enjoy that. Again, them treating Hawk like a glorified extra, I was not okay with that. I honestly feel like the whole idea of choosing 6 people to be in the Psychi thing was really stupid, because I'm going to tell y'all why. Because me and my sister just had a big talk about this last night. Why would you need to choose 6 people when you already have the obvious fighters? Like, the fact that Hawk was not even suggested to be in the tournament, to me, it's like a slap in the face when Hawk is easily one of the best fighters. That made no sense. We got Hawk, we got Tori, we got Sam, we got Robbie, we got Miguel. Just find one more person. It was no reason to even have this type. The scenes, the first half of season 6 where they do the tournament, Mike Barnes has to choose who's gonna be on the team. That was such a huge waste of time, because we already know who need to be on these teams. Just host a tournament to find the 6th person. And have Miguel and Robbie fight to be the team captain, and have Sam and Tori fight to be the team captain. That's all they really had to do. They were making it so it was just stupid. The writing for that was dumb to me. I think the first half of season 6 was very boring. When I go back and watch the episodes, it's like, oh my god, this first half was so slow. The second and third half, in my opinion, are the better half of the season. I think if you want to get straight to it, go to episode 5 and then continue from on there. Because the second half and the third half of the season, great. Absolutely great. I loved it from top to bottom. I think season 6 ended on a really great, on a high note. I feel like it was just such a perfect way to end the series with everybody getting their happy endings. And with Daniel remembering the whole catching the fly on the chopstick with Miss Minagi. I honestly love the callbacks to the movies. I really do. Again, I just had no problem. I absolutely love seasons 5 and 6. I did. I had no problem. The reason why I didn't go deep with the characters is because a lot of them don't do a lot of nothing, except for really the adults. Really, the teenagers don't really do a lot of nothing, and that's just how I feel. I thought seasons 5 and 6 were really good, and yeah, so that's the end of Cobra Kai. Like I said, I didn't really want it to end, but hey, I go back and I watch episodes all the time. Like I'm rewatching it again. So that's my thoughts on seasons 5 and 6, and I'll see you guys next time.